Okay. My name is Michael Trumbull, and as you can see, I don't have any arms. No, you're not seeing things. I really have no arms. I was born without arms because of the Chernobyl incident in Ukraine, and I came to America in 1992. I moved here to Portland, Oregon in 2015 because of the biking. Yes, I do bike. In 2020, I biked 10,868 miles, and I have proved if I can do it, anybody can do it. And the reason I'm running for governor is because I'm sick and tired of the elite establishments saying one thing and not doing anything. Kotek, Speaker of the House for 9 years. And in that time, what did she do? What I'm going to do my first 4 years is I'm going to raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. I'm going to implement a living wage of $25 an hour at all corporations reporting quarterly billion-dollar profits. I'm going to also be attacking cost of living by lowering our rents. Right now, in my building where I live, people are receiving $300, $400 rent increases, and this is all legal with the rent cap that Kotek passed a couple years ago, because it's 7% plus inflation. It is downright criminal and unacceptable, and as governor, I will cancel all of those rent increases within my first 100 days. I will lower rents to $100 for all middle to low income people within my first 100 days, and ultimately set a goal of capping rents to 30% of your income regardless by the end of my first term. I want to make rent like a bill. It's annoying, it's a hassle, but it's not going to break the bank, because too many hardworking Oregonians are paying 50, 60, 70, 80% of their income in rent, and that is just not right. I also want to expand Oregon Health Plan to all Oregonians, regardless of income or immigration status. I want to make sure that your OHP is accepted everywhere, anywhere in Oregon that an OHP provider accepts, because right now we have CCOs, care coordinating organizations, that lock you into networks and making care even more unaffordable. And by having OHP available to all, we'll be able to cut down on administration costs, because we won't be having to reassess you every year for your financial determination, and we won't have to keep switching you based on geography to a CCO. And then I also want to tackle homelessness. There is no reason why in America people are homeless, especially our veterans who risk their lives for our safety and our freedom. And what I want to do is transition us from a rent society to a rent-to-own society. Because if you can own, that is something that is yours and that cannot be taken away. And if you have any questions, please visit my website, trumbleforgovernor.com. I'm going to be a governor who will never be caught sitting on his hands doing nothing, because I will be too busy pedaling Oregon forward.
Thank you, Michael. George.
Hello? Okay, perfect. So I do have a prepared speech for my 3 minutes. So, hello, my name is George Carrillo,
And have fun with this one, please.
Yes, it's Trimble, not Trumbull. Anyways, what I want to do is ban all tree logging. There's no reason why we should be doing that. And we need much, much better forest management. And we need to actually stop people from living in areas that are prone to fires, because it's just counterproductive. Vacancy fee sounds good, but again, the buildings are still vacant. I want to use eminent domain and seize these abandoned properties and buildings and retrofit them into housing. Fees are good, but we actually need the real estate infrastructure now, not wait to get the money in years down the road. Yes, Wilson, I do support, I bike through the homeless streets every day. I know exactly what it is. And I actually want to make it illegal to have tents on the street. We need to draw a line, and that has not been drawn. And yes, Patrick, I do support the vacancy fee, but we need to go beyond that. We need to seize these vacant properties and turn them into housing now. People need housing. I want to make vacancies in my building illegal. My boyfriend and I tried to move in, but they won't let us because we couldn't afford it, and their units are been on the market for months and months. Vacancies need to be criminalized, period.
Can I add something to that as far as criminalizing it? The federal courts have held that the only way we can criminalize it is if we provide them a place to live. My plan does that. We would do that in Eastern Oregon. Thank you.
As does my plan.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that.
Yes, also, using your feet for gardening is also very therapeutic. That's not discriminatory here. Anyways, what I want to do is plant as many trees as humanly possible, and I'll be using our state inmate population to do it, to teach them a trade, get them out, get them experience, get them out into the environment, and to be able to appreciate it, basically along the same lines as Wilson. But we definitely have got to be able to get the prison population assimilated back into society so they don't commit crimes and go back to the revolving door.
I think this is an opportunity.
Yes, same here. I'm completely against mask mandates, and all of last year I was accused of being a Trumper because I was in line with his policies. But he made a lot of very good points, you know. Masks don't work. If you want to wear a mask, by all means wear one. I am for vaccinations and making sure everybody is vaccinated, and this way we're all protected, and that eliminates the need for masks to begin with. But the Biden administration was so gung-ho about masks, they just completely lost the topic. Solve that. And I also want to make sure that transportation is not a barrier, and so I want to make sure that public transit is free and operates 24/7 to be able to get people to crisis shelters, especially during 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. People have crisis at all hours of the daytime, and if they don't have reliable transportation, how do they get there?
Sir?
I'm completely against political gerrymandering, like Patrick Strong just said. We need an actual professional redistricting done. We also need to raise the wage of our representatives. I know it's not popular, but I work for Oregon Customer Service from my bed with my 3 cats, and I make more money than our legislators do. And so there's a huge problem, and no single mom is going to be able to afford to go to Salem on $32,000 a year. We need to raise the salary so everybody can actually run for state legislature, not just those with jobs and are well off.
So this.
And, so
We'll go to Michael Trimble. Sorry. Thank you for your patience.
Of course, good things come to those who wait. And while Kate Brown was busy flushing it down Brown, I will be pardoning all former convicts who are convicts for non-sexual and non-violent crimes. Pardon, not commutes. And then I also want to be able to bring these people back into the society, make sure they have jobs, and to make sure that they have a clean record. When you serve your time, you serve your time, and that is that. But too many people are serving secondary sentences because of the criminal records on their background, and that is just unjust and unholy.
So as a sheriff deputy, I've had a
Right, where there's a will, there's a bike. I am an avid cyclist, having done 10,868 miles in 2020. There's no reason why all of us can be biking. It's a godsend to the environment. What I want to do is introduce bike tax credits and incentives, and also I want to cover special adapted bikes for those with physical challenges as wheelchair mobility devices, so insurance companies have to pay for them because they are very expensive. There are so many people with disabilities who would love to bike but can't because adapted bikes cost more money than it does to fill a gas tank nowadays.
Up here, we got. Hold on.
And
Yes.
to actually answer the question, yes, I will definitely be bringing in state police and the National Guard. I also want to forcefully remove Ted Wheeler as mayor because he is not a good mayor. He doesn't care about the city, and actually put a councilwoman or man in there that actually does care and make sure that Portland is put back on the track under Wheeler's leadership. Portland has gone to shit, excuse the language, but that's exactly what's happened. And I will be a governor that will make sure Portlanders can feel safe walking the streets of downtown Portland, because it looks like we're on a set of a Hollywood end of the world movie. It's ridiculous. Yes, the person that George was describing is exactly me. I work full-time for Care Oregon, and even making $18.50 an hour, I am literally living paycheck to paycheck. My rent is through the roof, cost of living are through the roof, inflation is out of control, and I'm only one financial disaster away from being on the streets. And we have got to end that. You know, the credit card debt that we have is piling up. The interest it charges is astronomical. And we have got to lower cost of living, and we do that by tackling rent. I'm the only person on the stage who's talked about tackling rent head on, and I will do that within my first 100 days. We are going to expand Oregon Health Plan to all. It's not perfect, but just because it's not perfect doesn't mean you throw out with the bathwater. You fix what isn't working, and that's what I want to do. I want to be able to bring more people into the light. There are so many people, such as myself, with physical and mental challenges who would love to work, but there's no infrastructure right now to help them get out of that light so they're not stuck on $725 a month through their SSI. Nobody can live on that, and it's disgraceful, and it's just dehumanizing. And we need to be able to give people these opportunities, and that is what I'm going to be doing as governor. I am you. I am angry with the system, and I'm going to be ruling like a madman, no pun intended, to make sure we get these issues done and corrected. And there is money. A commissioner not that long ago told me, all you have to do is look. It's there. You just have to find it. And I will definitely be able to pay for all of my programs. This is not a pipe dream. reality of being able to help everybody, making sure that everybody has an equal opportunity. That is not a pipe dream. That is a reality, and it can only happen under my governorship because I know what it is like. I've been discriminated against. I was fired by Kroger because of my bike. They wanted me to carry my bike up a flight of stairs into a smoking section, and I told them that was physically impossible, and they fired me, and I sued them to show them that you don't fire somebody who is trying to work, who is trying to, because I was biking all the way from Gresham to Southeast Portland when I was working for Kroger. And I am proof that if you really want to do it, you can do it. You just need a helping hand. Obviously, no helping hand will help me, but still, we can still do it. And I'm going to be a people for you. I will make sure I'm accountable to you, reachable to you, and I'm the only, I'm one of the few governors who has my full personal phone number, personal email address to make sure you can get a hold of me. If you have any questions, you can visit my website, trimbleforgovernor.com. If you didn't know it, my name is Michael Trimble, and yes, I'm an avid cyclist.